6 seconds left in the game.
A 2-point difference.
The entire championship hanging in the balance. Have you seen what just went down in the WNBA Finals? Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve isn't just upset about a few bad calls, she's claiming the entire thing was rigged. And guys, she's not just talking. She's bringing receipts. I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul, bring it on. But this is where things get really interesting. Reeve isn't just complaining. She's providing evidence, pointing to alarming free throw disparities and questionable officiating decisions that changed the outcome of the championship. And get this, LeBron James is backing her up. The king himself tweeted, "I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the damn players dictate the outcome of a close battle-tested game." When the face of basketball speaks up like that, you know something serious is happening. Just wait until you hear what Cheryl Reeve actually said. Her post-game interview started normally enough, but then she dropped a bombshell that left everyone speechless. "I saw a very physical and aggressive New York team. We know this from being part of the game for so long that sometimes you get away with stuff when you're physical and aggressive, and they certainly did. It's a shame that officiating had such a hand in a series like this. Obviously, there's always going to be a team that's going to be a little more disappointed than the other." Everyone's eyes widened in shock. The room went completely silent. But Reeve was just getting started. She absolutely went off on the refs, the league, everything. "This ain't that hard. Officiating is not that hard. When someone is being held, be consistent. If you don't want to call hold at one end, don't call it at the other. Be consistent. Every team asks for that." She was screaming, pointing out every single thing that went wrong. It was like watching a volcano erupt. But here's where it gets even crazier. Reeve had the numbers to back up her claims. The free throw differential was so skewed it's hard to believe it wasn't intentional. And she wasn't done. Reeve started connecting dots to previous controversies, suggesting this is a pattern, not just a one-time issue. That's tough to swallow. Just like our 2016 championship that was lost. Officiating missing a shot clock violation.
This sucks. This is for our championship.
She's clearly given this some thought. She wasn't just complaining, she was advocating for real change. The challenge. We've got to change our challenge rules, and the officials doing the game should have a third party. You could hear the emotion in her voice when she said, "And I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul.
Bring it on. Right? Bring it on.
Because this was stolen from us.
Bring it on."
Within minutes, Reeve's rant went viral. WNBA Twitter exploded. Everyone was talking about it. Players, fans, even people who don't normally follow women's basketball. It spread across social media like wildfire. The WNBA 2024 season is officially over. The New York Liberty won their first championship ever, beating the Minnesota Lynx 67-62 in Game 5. It was a hard-fought series, but while New York and their fans are celebrating, everyone else is talking about that foul call that should have never happened. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Reeve's comments have triggered a much larger chain reaction, with calls for accountability echoing throughout the league. People want answers.
They want change.
Let's break down what actually happened in those final seconds. Prepare yourself, because we're about to dissect the most controversial call in WNBA history.
With 6 seconds left on the clock, New York down by 2, Stewart gets the ball.
The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. If anyone can save the game, it's Stewart, their star player. But what happens next will blow your mind. Let's examine the footage that started it all. Okay, so she gets the ball here. She jumps 1, 2, 3, 4. She at least jumps 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
She takes at least 4 steps minimum. She might have taken 5. She hops, stutter steps, and doesn't put the ball down until she gets in the paint. She literally catches the ball close to the three-point line, doesn't put it on the ground until she gets into the paint. Did you see it? As Stewart drove toward the basket, all eyes were on her. Then suddenly, Alana Smith of the Lynx was whistled for a foul. The crowd went wild. But something wasn't right. Let's go back and look frame by frame. After getting the ball and what looks like traveling, the Liberty player goes straight up with it. It's a clear violation. It's plain as day, but the refs aren't seeing it. How do you miss something so obvious at such a crucial moment? But it gets even stranger. As you can see in this photo here, which is right before Stewie goes up with the ball, Alana Smith is not touching her at all. She has 2 fingers that look like slightly tapping the ball. Her body isn't touching Breanna Stewart. Her arm isn't touching Breanna Stewart. There was clearly zero contact here. You'd need a microscope to see any contact. While the video might not show everything, let's look closely at this picture. Smith is right there, but barely touching Stewart. How is that a foul? It's like the refs are seeing ghosts. In real time, everyone was like, wait, that was a foul? You'd think they'd correct it, right? Everyone held their breath, knowing this couldn't stand, it would surely be overturned.
But nope.
Cheryl Reeve immediately challenged the call. The ref said she is in an illegal fighting position. Therefore, Stewart will be shooting 2 free throws. The refs doubled down, coming back with statements that leave you scratching your head. The final free throw count? The Liberty shot 25 free throws.
The Lynx? Only 8.
Stewart steps to the line, sinks both free throws, and the game is tied. But the impact goes way beyond those 2 points. Not in lawful guarding position. Since when is that even a thing in this situation? It's like they're making up rules as they go along. This call didn't just change the outcome of one game, it changed the entire series. And to top it off, the free throw disparity in the game was staggering, raising all kinds of questions. No wonder Reeve was furious in her post-game interview. Even LeBron couldn't stay quiet about it. That's not just a slight imbalance, that's a Grand Canyon-sized gap. Damian Lillard also weighed in, criticizing the officials. When the basketball king calls out your refs, you know you've got a problem. And Isaiah Thomas didn't hold back either. He tweeted, "They low-key cheated for New York, but I get it LOL." If you thought that was bold, wait until you see what else he said. Fans even noticed the commissioner's outfit that she wore for the trophy presentation. One tweet said, "Oftentimes the whole league wants to market X to win."
One call. 6 seconds.
And a mountain of controversy. This isn't just about one bad decision, it's about the integrity of the game. And trust me, this conversation is far from over. When current and former NBA players are publicly criticizing the officiating, and fans are exposing patterns that will leave you speechless, are we witnessing the biggest scandal in WNBA history?
Let's break it down.
The WNBA has some serious explaining to do. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any more intense, internet detectives show up and turn everything upside down. They're analyzing old plays and even the commissioner's wardrobe choices. Just look at this photo right here. I'm going to save this image before this gets taken down too. Just look at her dress. It's literally the New York skyline. And okay, I kind of get it. They're playing in New York, but you have a New York team playing their final game. You might think this is just one bad call.
But think again.
Fans aren't just angry about that last-second mistake, they're digging deeper, looking for patterns throughout the entire series. Everyone's suddenly become a detective, and I'm telling you, they're finding some crazy stuff. But here's where it gets really wild.
You won't believe this. How?
I can't even talk straight. How do you go into your closet and you're like, you know what, I'm going to have a really big job after today's game. We're going to have the most fans watching this game in over 20 years. You know what dress I'm going to wear. Who knew fashion could be so controversial? Some fans don't think it's a coincidence, claiming it's proof the league was working for a New York Liberty win all along. That one call sparked a firestorm online, and throughout this whole situation, I'm here to tell you, this is very questionable. And this is what I've been saying about those WNBA referees. It seems like they're building this massive conspiracy theory, and every new piece of evidence makes it harder to ignore. Some fans believe they've found concrete proof the entire series was rigged. They're pointing to suspicious patterns in the officiating, questionable calls at key moments, and even how the games were marketed. By the way, WNBA officiating has been an issue for years. There have been countless complaints from so many people about the quality of the officiating. It's not new that major leagues have histories of questionable officiating in high-stakes games. Now the WNBA is facing the same scrutiny. It's like history repeating itself, but this time social media is amplifying every whisper. Remember the 2002 NBA Finals when the officiating came under fire? Like on every level, it's just disaster after disaster after disaster after disaster.
At this point, it's laughable. You can't even hold back.
There were so many people, former WNBA players, current WNBA players, coming out and just saying how bad the referees were, how that could actually happen in a finals game. Speaking of big names, when the king speaks, everyone listens. His tweet criticizing the refs gave all these theories a massive boost. Suddenly, it wasn't just WNBA fans talking, the entire basketball community was buzzing. LeBron's comment was like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. Sure, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Yes, they got a bad call. Yes, it was wrong. Yes, they should have won the game.